In this day and age, it's impossible to peruse the internet and not find something you disagree with. Your brother is fighting, your sister is fighting, your mom and dad are fighting, the house is on fire. They still won't shut up about some he said, she said BS about the time that someone forgot to refill the toilet paper. And at this point, they'd rather get a divorce than admit the other is wrong. People of all walks of life, for better or for worse, now have the means of sharing information with millions of people. You know, important things like the benefits of essential oils and these cute leggings that aren't overpriced at all. But the majority of us just sit around. But what if I told you that it doesn't have to be that way? Indeed, you too can enter the confused mess that is the comments section, the forums, the replies to a controversial tweet, boosting your self-esteem to new heights. But it's a big world out there and maybe you don't know where to start. No worries, that's what I'm here for, to give a crash course on the fundamentals of winning any argument. If for some reason this video doesn't help you, possibly do more harm than good, possibly only do harm, then that's fine too. All you have to do is reset your memory by slamming your head on your desk or any other hard surface and it'll be like nothing happened. What I'm saying is, there are no downsides to taking my advice. Assuming you already have a suitable person to argue against, an opinion, and a Facebook post to back you up, you should be good to employ any of these following tactics. Number 1. Remember, all these people behind the screen are holding different opinions from you because they hate you, specifically. Everything they say should be interpreted as a personal attack on your character. Differences in opinion are never the result of a person's upbringing or careful research on the subject, and no one is ever as passionate or knowledgeable as you in anything. Ever. PhD. More like PH dumb. I have a doctorate in checking the first link Google shows me and parroting whatever the stranger online is telling me. I think I know what I'm talking about. Number 2. Compromise and seeing their point of view should be the furthest thing from your mind. If there's anything worse than getting into a fight, it's leaving the fight with a feeling that both parties have reached a mutual understanding. As such, anyone who thinks the other side might have valid points should be branded as a traitor and ostracized by their peers. Everyone knows that once you have an opinion on something, you've officially given up your right to have an evolving sense of self or beliefs of how the world works. Just look at science. We haven't changed our model for the atom at all since it was first discovered, and belittling scientists that turned out to have created more accurate models was a surefire way to advance the human race. Number 3. It's a well-known fact that if you believe in something hard enough, it'll come true. Case in point, anti-vaxxers. They said vaccines did little to nothing to help the health of the general population and in some cases even harmed people, perhaps by way of giving autism. And what do you know? They were right, because nothing we did could stop the recent measles outbreak. In fact, this is only further proof that vaccines don't do anything. Number 4. Rather than using sound arguments, it's always better to fall back on ad hominems. Making people feel bad about their intelligence is very persuasive after all. In fact, why bother with facts or any other methods of persuasion like anecdotes when you can just go around calling names and picking apart the weakest parts of the argument that aren't even relevant to the main point? Water doesn't stick to spheres, stupid. Ever tried pouring water on something round? Falls right off. And before you ask, gravity is a made-up construct to hide the fact that the Earth is in fact a flat dish. Number 5. By now, you might be getting quite hurt by all the logic being hurled at you. This is a good time to raise your voice, because if you can't hear them, then it's like they're not saying anything at all. Which is great, because we don't actually want to listen to what they have to say. Number 6. As a last resort, or second or first resort, block anyone who disagrees with you and live in a happy little bubble where none of your beliefs are challenged. If you're bored, why not tweet passive-aggressively about how dumb others are once in a while, just to stroke your own ego? That sort of behavior just screams, I am a reasonable human being. And that's it on how to win an argument. You're now an expert on frustrating the hell out of anyone that is unfortunate to stumble across you in their life. Don't like, then don't watch. The moon is a hologram, don't at me. Peace out.